Hey guys, it's Kazi here, and we're going to be taking a look at who you should be getting with your PORUNGA Dragon Ball Wish that will be dropping in roughly 2 days. It'll come out on the 21st of February, which is when we'll be able to get the final two Dragon Balls to go ahead and start wishing upon PORUNGA. So, I want to go ahead and say this. I'm seeing a lot of memes on the Dokkan Reddits. Obviously, if you're on the Dokkan Reddit, you know a little bit about Dokkan. Please do not be fooled by anybody with their terrible list on this is what you should get. Please just look at this video. I'm not trolling you. This is exactly what you should get in the order that I think priority should definitely go in. Of course, if I start going down the list and you notice that you have, like, let's say you have slot 1, 2, and 3, but you don't have slot 4, the priority that you should be focusing on is slot 4 since you don't have slot 4 yet. That, therefore, is your slot 1 choice for this. So please look through the video, try to connect the dots a little bit, right? Nobody here is dumb. They know exactly what they have, and really the purpose of this video is just to show you like what you'll need if you already have X units. So we're gonna go down the list. So the first card I show you will be the #1 priority. That's the card you're gonna get, and then the very last card will be the absolute last priority. So don't skip through the video and be like, okay, I want to see this guy. What does this guy do? No. The last cards that I show you are gonna be the worst ones to pick. But obviously, like I said, if you have slots 1 through like 6, well then look at slot 7. Do I really want him? Maybe I might want to dupe it for slot 1. Who knows? I want to go ahead and just say that this right here on the screen, I want to make a special wish for the 10th anniversary. This is what you want. You want this 1000%. This is what you want. When PORUNGA comes out, you collect your final 2 Dragon Balls on the 21st, and you go summon. Make sure you click this. And then the other 2 options, you can click whatever the heck it's going to be. It's probably going to be something along the lines of give me some meat or give me some Grand Kais or something like that. But make sure this one right here is highlighted. This is the most important wish. All right, moving forward. So, seeing a lot of memes. Not going to meme on you. First guy, easily Vegito. Like, come on, guys. Let's be honest. It's going to be Vegito. If you don't know what this guy does, go into TLDR this stuff. I want to get through the entirety of this little like tier list that I made. In quotation marks, it's not actually a tier list. This guy, he has the best leader skill in the game. Don't let anybody else tell you different. He has the best leader skill in the game. Earth protecting heroes, Choose Fighters, Pure Saiyans, and then the additive of Earthbred Fighters and Potara. He is the leader for all of the best teams in the game, hands down. Nothing about it. He is a slot 2 and 3 unit in this form Goku. When he can exchange into Vegeta, which is the turn after he is used, so the third turn. You'll be able to be a slot 1 unit. He's a very good slot 1 unit. After, we call it 5 turns, I believe. You'll be able to transform into Super Vegito. Let me just go ahead and make sure. 4th turn, sorry. 4th turn. Even better. 4th turn. You'll be able to transform into Super Vegito. When you get Super Vegito out, guys, I'm going to keep it 100. You win the game. That's all it is. You're going to fully recover your HP. Every single time you get hit, you're going to raise your attack up by 10%. You have monstrous damage reduction of 60. You have guard all attacks. There's just indefinitely for as long as you have Vegito out. You're still supporting. You'll be launching additional ultra super attacks. Keep that in mind. And you're also going to be countering with ferocious power, which is the highest multiplier that we have right now. And you also have the scouter. So the guy is he's him. He is the best card in the game, hands down. He's a little bit weak in Goku form. That's going to be the only issue. Like I said, in Goku form, he is a slot 2 and 3 unit. As soon as you get 1 turn through with Goku, then you can go ahead and exchange into Vegeta, and therefore you can become a slot 1 unit. And then you pretty much want to stay in Vegeta slot 1 if you need a slot 1, or stay in Goku's if you need a slot 2 and 3. You can use them however you want. Until you have the active skill for Goku, which is the transformation into Super Vegeta. But the only issue is with Super Vegito, you only get 4 turns of him. So you get that attack and turn, and you get the next attack and turn, and then when he comes back on that 3rd time, I mean, if you get to that point, normally bosses are dead by the time you see Vegito twice. You will transform back into Goku. And you can still exchange into Vegeta, but do note that you will not be able to use Vegeta's active skill, which Vegeta's active skill is he goes ahead and he breaks the Potara and becomes even tankier. So he becomes an even better first slot unit. But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and just run through that. This guy, Goku, Vegito, whatever you want to call him, he is the best card in the game. You should be prioritizing him 1000% of the times. Little TLDR. He does a lot more. Pull him up for yourself. This guy is amazing. Next one. Vegeta slash Gogeta. This is the part 2 Dokkan Festival exclusive LR. So this guy, he is a fantastic support. He is still a slot 2 and 3 unit. He is not a slot 1 unit. He's a little bit more defensive than the Goku. Does a little bit less damage than that Goku from the Vegito. But he holds his own a little bit better defensively. He is a fantastic support, one of the best in the game. How you use this guy is slot 2-3. Once you go into the next turn after using him once, you'll be able to go ahead and transform into Goku. Goku is a much better slot 1 unit. He's going to be able to guard all attacks, and he has a great chance of evading attacks, and he has quite a bit of stats, so he's going to be able to tank in quotation marks. Mostly he's going to be dodging in the first slot. He is not a slot 2 and 3 unit. Slot 2 and 3 is left exclusively for Vegeta. After the 4th turn, or from the 4th turn of the start of battle, you'll go ahead and be able to transform into Gogeta via Vegeta's active skill. What this means is that you're going to be able to have one of the most ridiculous supports in the game. As soon as you transform into Gogeta, you're going to have an active skill, and that is going to be monstrous support. Literally, it makes even the worst cards look amazing. He is what I found to be an excellent floater. I know a lot of other people like to run him on rotations, but typically I like to run a team that consists of 2 of these Gokus, mine, and then the friend unit. And then I like to put them in slot 2 and 3. I'll have Beast Gohan in slot 1. And I'll have Super Saiyan 3 Goku that transforms into Super Saiyan 4 Goku that we'll see a little bit later on in this video. I'll have him on the first slot, or the UI or the AGO UI Goku from the 6th year EZA LR. I'll have him in the first slot, and then I'll just have my Gokus in slot 2 and 3, and I just wait until I could transform into Vegito. I transform into Vegito, and the boss is dead. That is it. It is as simple as that. I'll have this guy float. I'll have him support everybody. He makes everybody look good. You know, he doesn't get me killed because he's in slot 2 or 3. Works out perfect. Boom. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is going to be my 3rd one right here. This guy is incredible utility. He's more of a sleeper from the first part. I would say Vegeta from the first part of the anniversary, the Carnival banner, who this guy sits alongside, is absolutely garbage. I wouldn't recommend that to even my worst enemy. This guy is significantly better. I don't see him get a lot of his praise, unfortunately. But I do believe he is the 3rd best card to pick up with your PORUNGA Dragon Ball Wish. So the only flaw is that his leader skill is pretty much, I would say, borderline unrunnable. Of course, when we start getting some Giant 8 power, EZAs in the future, like the 7th year LRs that will be EZAing sometime during this anniversary or in the EX part of the anniversary, the category is going to get a lot better. But for the most part, he's not a leader. Not a leader. But he does provide excellent support. I mean, the guard is like a whatever thing. So his support's going to be on Power Beyond Super Saiyans of defense. And then he has this little Golden Rosario form, which you get this like ridiculously quick. Like, let me just show you this. So he can transform into the Grade 8, what do you call it, for 1 turn. And it can be anytime when you have 70% or less HP, or starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle. So this is the or. In the previous video, I spoke about this, where I hate when activation conditions rely on turn restrictions and HP restrictions. If it's just one or the other, I'm fine with it. Like in this case, if you go into hard and formidable foes and you get taken down to like 40% HP, and you're going into the 2nd battle of hard and formidable foes, and this guy's on the rotation, first slot, you will start the game Golden Rosaru. That is perfect, because Golden Rosaru, you only get 1 turn of him because he's extremely strong. He does a lot of damage. You cannot die in him. He guaranteed crits. And then after the Golden Rosario form, which is just a free turn, you transform into Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Super Saiyan 4 Goku keeps the support and adds the Giant 8 power category. Crazy defense, and he'll give you some damage reduction. He's going to guard all attacks. Guaranteed performance crits for a couple turns. I don't want to go too much during this. But he has the same thing from the Super Saiyan 3 Gokus, where he'll get some more stats depending on how much ki he gets rise, or how many ki he gets rise. And then, of course, instead of doing the crit when attacking with 24 ki on the Goku, now he's just going to launch a guaranteed additional super attack. And then, of course, he has this little HP recovery as well when HP is 40% or less. Which, I mean, if you're just coming out of Golden Rosario, you're probably at, something around this HP. So you're going to instantly come out of Golden Rosario, boom, and then pop that, and you're going to get back up to like 80-90% HP. And then, of course, for every attacking performance, he gets ki and chance of crit. And then for every attack received, ki and chance of crit. Like, this guy is just ridiculously good. He is a fantastic supporter. I don't typically like to run him in the first slot on my quote-unquote best team in the game. Sometimes I like to float him, but it's just really hard to beat this. Power Beyond Super Saiyan is what he gets when he's in the low Goku. It's really hard to beat this because it makes a lot of cards that are just terrible look so much better. Like, just so much better. And then the Golden Rosaru is great utility. And Super Saiyan 4 Goku is fantastic support of damage reduction and defense. And so he's great utility, and he's still a good card. Now, I wouldn't say he's necessarily a first slot unit, but I wouldn't mind having him in like the second or third slot, preferably the third slot, because what I like to do is, because he has this on his Ultra Super, which is raises allies attack and defense for 44%. I like to keep him in the third slot floating or in the first slot. It typically not the second one. The second slot I usually like to keep, my Vegitos or my Gokus, depending on what state they are in at that time of the battle. This is typically where I like to keep him first or third slot, never really second slot. But he's just an excellent floater. He's very, very similar to how the Gogeta is. Like, who would have thought 2 of the top 3 cards? I mean, I wouldn't say in the game. I think Goku is probably like 4th or 5th. But 2 of the top 3 for this video specifically are just supporters. And they make their team significantly stronger than what they would be before. Like, they absolutely, like, these stats that you're getting, like, okay, so this is all allies attack and defense 54%. This is his active skill on Gogeta that I said you'd get, like, literally right when you become Gogeta. Like, that, and then combine it with this when he has this on super attack, like, these cards make units significantly better than they're supposed to. But yeah, this is going to be my third pick. I think he is definitely worth it. If you have both of these guys, get him. Definitely worth it. Moving forward, we're going to kind of try to speed this up a little bit. We have, wait, what? Gohan. I think I just have, yeah, my bad. I have all of these guys here. My bad. I don't know why I didn't fix this. The fourth one I want to go ahead and say is 1000% Broly. 1000% Broly. I'm sorry we had Gohan here. Gohan's supposed to be here, and I think, let me just kind of, these guys are garbage. I have the other 4th years for obvious reasons. But right here, Broly is going to be my next pick. If you have these 3 bad boys, get Broly. Or if you really, really want to, you can get Gohan. I personally think Broly, right now, I know he just came out on a banner and stuff like that. I personally think he is a significantly better cop than Gohan. And let me go ahead and explain. All you need are these 2 in the game. Like, truthfully. You need him for the leader. So then you can run 2 of them. He's all the damage that you'll ever need and then some. You need Gogeta for the support. And I could argue you need this Goku for the support as well. But he's only going to get better as time ages on. Like I said, the Giant Power Team is going to get fantastic very, very soon when we get some easy A's. But this guy he has almost no flaws. Like, he has no conditions. The dude literally comes in turn 1. He has guard. He cannot attack, though. He gets a massive defensive buff in his passive. And he has 90% damage for 1 turn. Remember, it's only 1 turn, and it's as the first attack of the turn. He is the best slot 1 unit in the game. There's nothing even close. Nothing even close. I will never, ever have an argument with this. He is the best slot 1 in the game, turn 1. Turn 1, slot 1, that is Broly. Please, 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 find a way to get this guy. If you have the coins, if you have the carnival coins right now, you can pick him up with carnival coins. And that would make it to where you don't have to buy him with this PORUNGA Dragon Ball. But if you don't have the coins, you don't have this guy coming up, go ahead and snag him. You got these boys right here. Don't have the carnival coins, go ahead and pick him up. He's definitely worth your time. That's all I got to say. Turn 1, slot 1, he is the best in the game. He's tanky. Yeah. Best in the game, meaning the tankiest. He holds down that slot 1. What are we saying over here? Oh, slot 2. Oh, slot 3. What does that mean? That means we need a slot 1. We need this guy. We need Beast Gohan on the best team in the game. We need slot 1s. We need people to hold this shit down. So, go ahead and move on. Gohan. I'm going to go ahead and explain a little bit more about Gohan because he's a brand new unit, pretty much. So, the leader skill he has actually isn't even all that bad. Super attacks are literally like whatever. He's just greatly raising attack and defense and greatly raising greatly raising attack and defense and raising attack and defense depending on which super you get. 18, of course, is going to get the higher multiplication. So he has 1 condition: full power or Android Cell Saga category ally on the team. This is actually extremely easy to do because the full power category is kind of stacked. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty strong, pretty stacked. So, as soon as you have 1 or an Android Cell Saga, you'll be able to get this entry animation. This guy just throws so many attacks. He is just absolutely, he's vomiting super attacks. He's vomiting attacks, period. Like, he's him. He gets stats very, very quick. He has guard. He has a little bit of damage reduction, but he has that guard. That guard is huge. And he's going to get attack. He's going to get a monstrous attack stat because he gets the attack multiplicative buff on his super attack. Or, well, when he's attacking, period, he's going to get that, which is huge. And then every single attack, he's going to get up key and then more attack and defense. And then, of course, when he receives attack, he's going to get a huge defensive buff. And then from the fit turn, he gets even stronger with his 18 keys. And then, of course, he has the active skill. Where is it down here? Was it turn? Oh, yeah, from the fit turn. But you have to have a Kamehameha guy. Or when only facing one guy whose HP is 80% or less, starting from the fit turn in the characters. So, weak enemy, fit turn. Only one weak enemy fit turn, you can go ahead and use it. Or you could just use it from the fit turn, just period, without the HP condition. Or if there's more than one enemy with the Kamehameha ally. Really, really good link set. Awesome. Whole bunch of categories. Everything that you kind of want from a Gohan. Well, everything that you kind of expect from a Gohan unit, like in 2025. He's on everything. He's really, really good. I just want to go ahead and just say that he's on a really strong team, so that kind of like wakes him off a bit. He's got a very, very strong kit. But he does have like like I said, a little bit of restrictions. He's a good pick, but I can't put him above Broly. I can't. I know he's a brand new card. I know he's a brand new card. I cannot put him above Broly. He is not, in my opinion, what this best team in the game needs. These boys right here, they need that slot one, and they need that bad. And Broly is that and a half. Beast Gohan is that and a half too. You need these cards. You need Beast Gohan. You need Broly. We call 1000% before you even think about getting this guy. Okay, so we have these two bums right here. I don't know why I have them here. I'm not going to talk too much about them. Everybody said everything and then some about how bad these units are. Frieza is quite a bit better than the Vegeta. The Vegeta's terrible. Like a matter of fact, I'm just going to close the tab. You don't need to know about Vegeta. He's terrible. Don't even bother with him. The only reason he was up there is because, like I said, if you have these cards that are above him, then you can consider picking up the next card in the rotation. If you have Vegito, you have Gogeta, you have this Goku, you have Broly, and you have Gohan, pick up Frieza if you don't have him. If you have Frieza and you're looking at who else I get, well, then you're done picking up anniversary units. You're done. The next card I could recommend is Gotenks. 1000% it's going to be Gotenks. Now, I've seen a lot of debate over this. Gotenks or Jiren. Now, I will argue Jiren, in terms of diversity for your box, is definitely there. I want to go ahead and say, roll down. Universe 11, pretty ass category. Defenders of Justice, pretty bad category. Super Bosses, it's getting better, but it's still pretty dang bad. Space Shuttle Warriors is pretty terrible right now. But yeah, pretty much this guy, Tournament of Participants, you can argue that's okay category. But if you want box diversity, pick Jiren over Gotenks. But if you just want to card 1-to-1, go ahead and go for him. The only thing I could take Jiren over Gotenks for, like, respectively, is that this guy, he performs pretty similar if you have him on a 200% or if you have him like a 170. Like, if you just have him on any leader, he performs extremely similar because a lot of his tankiness revolves around just like damage reduction, period, because he just has so much in all forms. Standby Jiren, this Jiren, final Jiren, like it's just damage reduction for the most part. Like, he's almost always going to be tanky regardless what team you put him on, is basically what I'm trying to say. Let's go ahead and just put him right there. We're not going to talk about him too much, but yeah, Gotenks is going to be the prior pick over the two, in my opinion. Let's just go ahead and run through this. As you can see, he doesn't really have conditions. This is the only thing you need. Another final trump card. Do I need to pull up the final trump? Matter of fact, I'll pull up the final trump category. Let me just pull it up. This is the final trump category. Boys, y'all think you're gonna be struggling to find final trump cards in the game? Nah, I don't think you are. These are the best cards in the game. Oh, 7th year's on here too. Oh, the Kaioken Goku EZA is on here too. Like, no, guys, you're not gonna find this hard to get. You're gonna be able to get this every single time. Defense 77% and the extra damage reduction, you're going to be able to get it every single time on this guy. And you can run him on, where is it? This buddy's team. You want to know why? He gets the full buff because, what do you call it? Well, sorry. He's a Fused Fighters. He's also an Earthbred Fighter. Where are you at, baby? Well, yeah, my sweet Gotenks. He is both of them. Is he on Earth Protecting Warriors as well? No, he's not because he lost. Right here, Fuse Fighters. There's the 200, 170, 170, and then the Earth Fighters is the additional 50% for all stats. So yeah, you can run them on both. It's amazing, lovely. He guy's really, really good. He's gonna play a lot off of the key mechanics, as you can see. He's gonna be extremely powerful for the first 5 turns, and after that, he's gonna kind of taper off. But the first couple of turns, he is that guy. He is extremely defensive. He doesn't have like guard, nothing crazy like that. But he does have a couple of these that I want to go and highlight. So when he receives a super attack, high chance of defense, 777%, he's going to take it easily. It's a high chance, so it's a little bit of a gamble, but what I found from using him a lot is he kind of gets it. And then when receiving a Ki Blast super attack, damage reduction rate of 44%, he's going to eat any Ki Blast super in the game. Temporarily, you get that damage reduction, which is just when you're getting hit by it, so he's going to eat it. And he's going to counter it with Ferocious Power. Ferocious Power is the counters that Vegito gets, which makes him do so much damage. The guy just eats the Ki Blast, takes no damage at all, 0 damage, and then spits it back at them and chunks them for like a good chunk of their HP. I'm talking like tens of millions of damage. He just spits it back at them like it's nothing. So yeah, the guy is ridiculously powerful. He's a card that I've actually found more uses out of putting him in the first slot than I have in the third slot. He's extremely good. I wouldn't really recommend floating him too much. But yeah, he's just really, really good. And what does his best team in the game need? First slot units. He can do that. He can do it. He can do it. He can be there with Beast Gohan. He can be there with, where is he at? Where is he at? He can be there with Beast Gohan. He can be there with Broly. They can hold down that first slot. That's all that the best team in the game needs. They need to hold down the first slot. So Gotenks, we already spoke about Jiren a little bit. There's going to be the one right after Gotenks. Okay, so this Goku is going to be... I want to kind of run through this real quick because he does a lot. We spoke of earlier about units that kind of like make other units look better. So this guy, he has a little bit of support for his allies on his ultimate super and his super attack. So that's nice. 30% defense on the ultra and then 30% attack on the super attack. So it's going to be looking really good. My only issue with this guy is that he's kind of like drip or drown. So he doesn't have a lot of defense. He does have like this little thing in his kit to where before he receives an attack, he has a lot of damage reduction. But once he gets nailed with an attack, then he can only guard. Guy doesn't get a lot of stats. To be honest, he just really doesn't get a lot of stats. His conditions kind of... He only needs 1 Universal Survival Saga. I think this is kind of bad at this point, unless we get like some like heavy buffs Universal Survival Saga. Because the only guy you're really running with this guy is an AGO UI Goku, the 6-year LR. That's the only guy you're really running with him. You're not running Frieza. Don't give me that. You're not running Frieza. You're not running that Vegeta. Definitely don't give me that. But yeah, and then he performs a little bit better as a second or third attacker. I've found keeping him in the second slot makes it the easiest to go ahead and get his domain. You can go ahead and activate his active skill from the fit turn, from the character's entry turn, and that's going to go ahead and drop his domain. So his domain is going to give all superclass enemies and allies attack and defense of 15%, so even more support, and then an additional attack for characters on the Realm of Gods. Superclass enemies and allies can nullify attacks that are guaranteed to hit, making it possible to evade these attacks. So he will nullify boss's ability to dodge attacks, or he'll nullify boss's ability to have the guaranteed hits. Basically, if a boss prevents you from dodging with this domain while it's up, Goku basically says, "Screw that, I'm dodging anyways." So that's important to note right there. Because there are a couple bosses in the game that do actually nullify dodge, which can make like units like these, like dodge or die units, like this guy, like the AGO Goku, like feel significantly weaker because that's kind of like their whole thing is dodge. But yeah, that's really, really cool. Extremely unique ability right there. So we have, of course, the UI Goku transformation, which is what we get from the fit turn. So my only thing with this is that when this guy comes out, he's him. He's him and a half. He is one of the best slot 1 units of all time, and I'll go ahead and explain really, really quickly why. Ultra Super Attack raises allies attack defense by 59% for 1 turn, so he's going to go ahead and support the whole rotation, and he also is going to disable enemy guard on his normal Super Attack. So that's huge right there. He has guaranteed dodge for 1 turn. So for 1 turn, as soon as he shows up, Key 7, attack 59, evade, so guaranteed dodge, and all allies' chance of evading enemies' attack plus 10%. That means he's going to give dodge to the entire rotation. The entire rotation for that 1 turn. That is fantastic. That's an absolutely amazing ability. Like I said, guaranteed dodge. What this guaranteed dodge is supposed to help you? Very, very similar to something like Haruto Guard. You need to build up the dodge. So for every attack performed, chance of performing a critical hit, and chance of evading attack is up to 77%. So you want to get, you want to have this turn, this first slot, dodge as many attacks as you can, so you can get things like, where is it? After evading attack, you can go ahead and get the counters up, and then where is that other one? Not this one. Transform grid. Oh yeah, okay. So 50% less. This is later on in the battle. Sorry. But you basically want to keep dodging, and then you have something very, very similar to what you had in the first part of the class. There it goes. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. So before receiving an attack, you have 40% DR, so a little bit more damage reduction. But after you receive an attack, you just guard. So what this is supposed to do is you get this one turn, you become him. You can dodge anything. You're throwing all these damn counters up, right? It's supposed to build you up a little bit. And then for every attack you're performing, you get up to 12 key plus, and then you get additional chance of crit and additional evading chance up to 77. So what you're supposed to do is you get this one turn to like kind of do all the damage you're supposed to, get as many attacks as you can with the counters and stuff like that to build up your chance to evade up to 77%. But if you, be honest with you guys, if you transform with this guy, you float this guy in the third slot, you don't utilize that first turn of him being him when that domain first comes up, he's going to come back extremely weak because he has not performed any attacks. You know, he hasn't dodged anything. He hasn't done any counters. So he's not going to have much chance to dodge, if any. Like I've had rotations where like I accidentally misused this guy, right? Like domain will pop, he'll come in here, and I'll put him in the second slot, right? I'll put him in the second slot because all the attacks in the second slot. And my first turn guy goes crazy and kills the damn boss. Well, my Goku didn't get to perform any attacks. So my Goku comes back with no dodge. That's just something to note for later on. That's just something to note. Yes, he is extremely, extremely good. I will go ahead and say that that's a bit of a flaw, but the flaw is not necessarily on the unit. It's the way that the kit was structured, and it's up to the player to kind of play around that flaw. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to be it for the Goku. It's really dang good unit. Like, honestly, really, really good unit. But as you can see, he's considerably far down because he's just, he's not on the same tier as like some, oh, sorry about that. I'll keep the freeze on here. He's just not on the same tier as like these units. So we're going to go ahead and drop down. Cell Max. So Cell Max has, he's got a lot of restrictions. That's kind of my only issue with him. He's really, really good. He has a taunt ability. He can get, let's just go ahead and throw some of the conditions out. Maybe you guys don't think these are like terrible conditions, but I personally think they are. So he has the entrance animation, but you need artificial life forms or super boss category ally on the team upon the character's entry turn. I found this pretty hard to get if you're running something like the movie bosses team, because what I found with the movie bosses team, which is, here we go. What I found with the movie bosses team is I like to run double him, and with him, I like to bring like some of these Brolys, right? Like let's keep it. Go ahead and just say this. Like I just got this LR Tech Broly and realized like how strong he is. I just got him. So like I'm playing around with the Broly team and stuff like that, and I'm finding that I really can't run Cell Max unless I want to run him. Now, this Broly is kind of like aging out. Like, he's aging out pretty dang bad. Yeah, he can get really, really good when he gets to his domain and stuff like that. But this Broly, if you want to run him, what do you call it? You pretty much want to have this guy around, or vice versa. If you want to run him, you want to have him around. But my only issue with this Broly is that I like to run something like this to give him a little bit more of some juice. This Frieza. But then that's like 3 characters already taken up. And then you got to run him, right? There's 4. Then there's 5. So you can't really like utilize some cards like, you know, the Janemba, maybe even him, Broly Channel Lemma for the crazy support, some Lord Slug action in there. Like, I find it extremely restricted. This guy got an easy A too. I find it very, very restrictive using Cell Max on like a full movie bosses team. It seems at least to me it's easier to run him on a full super bosses team. But the issue with the super bosses team is the super bosses team ain't anywhere near as clean as the movie bosses team, in my opinion. Like, yeah, they got some of the Brolys in here, but like really all the goodness is on that movie bosses team. And I just find him like kind of hard to meet this condition. You can go ahead and say that, yeah, that's okay, but you could just run this guy without what do you call it? You could just go ahead and run him without the Frieza. My only issue is that like the guy, his numbers don't look all that crazy. Like his numbers really don't look all that crazy without the Frieza. The Frieza's here is just to like make him look significantly better than he actually is. He's what do you call it? That's kind of like a jerk off. It would be the best thing to explain it. The way that I've been able to get around with kind of forcing myself to use this guy is I'll run him as the lead. Then this other Broly, 2. I have Cell Max, 3. 4 for this Broly. I'll either run this guy right here for the 5th one, or I'll run, where is he? He's probably somewhere down here. It's the STR Super Easy A. Did I miss him? Where is he? I think I missed him somewhere around here. It's the STR Super Easy A Broly. I had to have missed him. Where is he? Okay, he's just not gonna show up for me, I guess. Oh, there he goes, right here. I'll run either him or him. So 5 or 6. Like I'll typically take 2 supporters with me. So there's 2 right there. 2 cards, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. That's my team. Like, the team works. It works. Like, we have, you know, the double Broly. So hold down slot 1. We'll have this guy for slot 2. We'll have this guy for the other slot 2. But then I'm kind of like finding myself floating we Cell Max. Either I'm floating Cell Max or I'm floating this guy. And it doesn't work. He doesn't get as many stats as I need him to if he's floating. And the same thing kind of goes with Cell Max. Like, I'm not really putting him in a slot where, like, he's going to be taking a whole bunch of attacks and stuff like that. I don't feel like I'm utilizing his defense to the fullest abilities. That's kind of the only thing, the only issue I have right here. And then 2, with me feeling like I need to run more support than actuality, I could probably go ahead and drop like one of these. Like, I don't think you ever drop the Super Easy A, this guy. I think you could definitely drop Janemba and then put like this guy right there and have him float. And he is a significantly, I wouldn't say a better floater, but he just does a lot more damage, and he can really, really hold himself in a slot 2 and 3. This guy also does a good amount of support with his domain. So it's another thing to note. So you don't really need to like jerk all these characters off, because they do crazy damage as is. That was just the one thing. The one issue I found with Cell Max is that, like, you want to run him with the movie boss's team, but the movie boss's team feels significantly more intact without him than with him, unfortunately. That's my only issue with Cell Max. Still a very, very good unit. I would still recommend getting him, but like as you saw, there's so many other cards that I recommended above this guy that, yes, he's good, but he's like an additive. He's definitely not a must-have. We're getting to that area too. We have Glorio as well. So Glorio, I have him all the way down here. The only reason I have him all the way down here is for one reason only, and I really think he's coming back like within the next like month or 2. I think he's gonna come back sometime around Golden Week. Golden Week's like, I think early April, mid-April, something like that. Not quite sure on the dates at the moment. But you actually have a really, really nice chance of him coming back for Golden Week, along with Dai Goku. Dai Goku's the other one that I have right here. So I wouldn't recommend buying him. He's great. He's I mean, you've seen my videos. Hopefully you've seen some of my videos. Like, I use this guy a lot. I've used him for like every bit of hard content since the anniversary drop, because I don't want to use any of the new units right now, because I know a lot of people didn't pull them. I'm still going to continue using this team on all the hard content that's coming out for the rest of part 2 and then part 3 of the anniversary. But yeah, he is fantastic. He's my best TUR, hands down. He's my favorite. Second to first, the only one that really he beats out, or the only card that's even comparable to him in my opinion, is the Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku, and that's only because of how good he is in the first slot. But this guy is the king support. He really is the king support. He has ridiculous amounts of stats that he gains on his super attack. Like, you see it right here. Attack 9%, defense 6% in battle. Like, this adds up so quickly, man. Crazy dodge unit in the 3rd slot. Fantastic multi-turn support. Like, there's nothing really else I can say. His team is godlike. Demonic power. All the Beast Gohans. Battle of Wits. All the Vegitos. Accelerated battle. A mixture of, like, the Vegitos and then, like, I think some Gogetas are in there, too. Like, we could just pull up accelerated battle. I'm kind of... Like, this, like, look at this, man. Like, Gogeta, yeah, there's Gogeta, Vegito, UI Gokus are in here, Super Saiyan 4s, Giant Apes, more UIs, or I think all the Janemba's are Accelerated Battle. Yeah, ridiculous card. That's all I'm gonna say. This guy is ridiculously powerful, but please don't waste your PORUNGA wish on him. Like I said, this is at the end. These are the last 2 cards that I recommend, and that's literally only if you have all of these other cards. Like, it's really difficult to recommend Glorio, regardless of how actually good he is, because he's, I would say, a 99% chance. I'd bet like $100 that he's coming back for Golden Week. I'd bet $100 on it. Same thing with Dai Goku. Dai Goku is really, really good. Amazing turn 1, slot 1 card. Like, we spoke about that before with the reason why Broly is so high. He's just a fantastic turn 1, slot 1. He can definitely fall off more towards mid game if you aren't using him properly, but if you use him properly, he's getting 20-30 million attacks with crazy guard, crazy damage reduction, etc. Her crazy dodge, not guard, sorry. Crazy dodge. Crazy super attack, super effective against all types, attacks, and stuff like that. Crazy damage reduction. Yeah. Just amazing. 2 cards that are absolutely amazing. Run through it again. Top 5. Goku, 1. Gogeta, 2. Super Saiyan 4, Goku, 3. Broly, 4. And then 5 is Gohan. In my opinion, it's Gohan. I've seen people say stuff along the lines of Gotenks is far up here, is 5. But I think Gohan is just slightly better if you don't have him. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there before I end the video. I'm going to be picking Gohan as the card that I do. I have everything else. It's as simple as that. I have everything else that I need and that I want. The only cards that I am missing from this little arsenal of cards that I went ahead and brought to you guys is the Gohan. Well, actually, it's the Gohan, the Frieza, but I think I went ahead. Oh no, I didn't take the Frieza out. It's the Gohan, the Frieza, but Frieza's terrible. Just like how I got rid of Vegeta, go ahead and get rid of Frieza. He's not really worth your time. I'm going to begin the Gohan. TLDR. Vegito. I guess we can go ahead and just talk about the flaws just a second. So, Vegito has no flaws. Absolutely none. Best leader skill in the game. Crazy damage. I'd say turn 1 of Vegito when he has his taunt ability has some of genuinely the most impressive defensive stats of all time. Similar to Beast Gohan, you know, when he has his taunt. Obviously, Beast Gohan, it takes a little, well, not much. Beast Gohan will get his taunt a little bit quicker than the Vegito, or than the Goku unit, because the Goku has to transform, then he gets the taunt. Beast Gohan is literally just him, crazy defense, and then he gets his taunt after he receives the attack, so the next turn. So, I mean, be it how you will, depending on how you look at it, Vegito gets his taunt faster than Beast Gohan. Well, yeah, but Vegito's still a transformation, so technically Gohan gets it faster. But he has, like, Gohan level defense. Gohan level defensive that first turn of Vegito. But after that, he's pretty mediocre in terms of defense. Well, not mediocre. He's good, but he's not like Beast Gohan. You know what I'm saying? He's just not that. But he does way more damage. Way more damage. I would say he has genuinely no flaws. I would literally say he has no flaws. No flaws. I think that's the best thing to do it. Gogeta, also no flaws. You use them very, very similar to how you use Vegito. Turn 1, he doesn't have taunt or like any crazy defensive boost, but he has that crazy support turn 1. And he actually has this one other thing that I didn't point this out. Rainbow. So he has the same defensive abilities as Vegito turn 1, slot 1, except for Vegito has the taunt and then defense on that taunt. So of course he's gonna have way more defensive stats and stuff like that because he has the taunt. He's supposed to be more defensive with that taunt. This guy, instead of having that, remember his active skill isn't the taunt. His active skill is just straight up support. He's going to get, where is it? Damage reduction rate of 5% for every Rainbow Key Spear. I think realistically you're gonna be looking at 3 Rainbow Key Spears pretty often. So I mean 75% damage reduction in guarding all attacks for guards all attacks, 75% DR. Obviously the support from his active skill, and then not when he attacks. When he receives an attack, he's also gonna 100% raise his defense. Like this guy, he gets close to Vegito's terms of defense and stuff like that, but it's still not. It's not there. It's not there. It's not Beast Gohan level and like that, but it's pretty high. It's pretty damn high. I would still not count that as a flaw. Just because of how much support he does, like it's ridiculous. Like, so I would just say no flaws, no flaws. These two, absolutely no flaws. Now the third one, he is ridiculously weak in the Goku form. He has a great chance to guarding, and then great chance to dodge and stuff like that. And then when you hit 24, he performs a crit, so he does a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy. His flaws are literally being in this form. As soon as you can get to Golden Rosario, it's GG. Like that's the best thing I can do. Like. And then I guess the last thing would be his leader skills is pretty bad. Right now. Like I said, it's going to get better in the future, but right now it's bad. Broly, I actually didn't even talk about his transformation because of how good he is, turn 1, slot 1. When he does actually transform, damage reduction 50%. He has 26% damage reduction. He could still perform, first attacker guard as well. He's still your first slot unit. I would say Broly really doesn't have flaws. Like, truthfully, he literally doesn't have flaws. Picking this guy right here, I would say the only bad thing about picking him for the PORUNGA Dragon Balls is the fact that you can buy him right now with coins. But like I said, if you don't have the coins, he is a fantastic pick. Simple as that. You have these 3 above him, and you don't have those coins to buy him right now for the carnival. Don't even worry about it, brother. Buy him right here with the PORUNGA Dragon Ball, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Gohan has quite a few flaws. My only I guess it would be the first big flaw would be the restriction. I could definitely see this restriction kind of fading as time goes. Like, you really do need this. You need this. You really do need this restriction. That's his only flaw, is the fact that he has it, but he's also on the best team in the game. He is what people will consider a staple on the best team in the game. So yeah, his only flaw, you could argue this is the flaw, his leader skill not being great, but I mean, that didn't stop Goku from being this far up here. And then he has a little bit less damage reduction than people would have wanted. If he had 40% right here, no flaws. But the fact that it's only 20%, yeah, it's a little bit of a flaw right there. Gotenks, I think everything after this has obvious flaws. Main thing I would just say is final trump card, but I already referenced that earlier. You're probably always gonna have this. As things do age on and stuff like that, I don't imagine Vegito will ever fall out of his team, but if that happens to go down, you might find it a little bit difficult finding a final trump card. That's about it. Like, that's really it. But this is really what's keeping him here. When receiving a key blast attack damage reduction 44%, and temporarily encounters ferocious power. Like, that's really keeping this guy up here. And then everything else is like, I mean, he's just not very good. But he's a 10th year anniversary card. That's pretty much why he's up here. Jiren, like, he's just really tanky. Doesn't really do any damage until Jiren full power. You could stay in the standby form of Jiren where he's like giga tanky. As long as you have orbs, he's absolutely amazing. He's literally that guy. 50% DR base. Everybody gets key. Fat defense. For every key spear you obtain, 11. So you can easily get up to 100% DR. You can stay in this form as long as you need to, until you eventually want to go to Jiren full power and actually do some dang damage. But yeah, everything else has obvious flaws. Goku, I already mentioned Goku's flaws. Make sure you get him to perform a lot of attacks when he first comes into UI Goku, or else he's going to come back an absolute fish. So Max, it's kind of hard to use him on the movie bosses team. I'm sure there's somebody out there that can make a really fabulous team with him, but it's going to be more than likely composed of mostly super bosses, which super bosses are not anywhere near as strong as movie bosses because of how good the Brolys are. Glorio's coming back really quick. Diamond Goku's going back really quick. Coming back really quick. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for the video right there. Sorry it was so long. I just wanted to go ahead and just run through all these cards. Try to keep it as short as possible, but there is just a lot to say about all these cards. I want to make sure you guys are getting the most value out of this. I know there's a lot of people memeing right now, putting up, like, here's who you should get with your 10th years, and they're just absolutely messing with you guys. I think this list that I compiled is pretty much the best one that I can think of off the top of my head. It's going to be a lot of different ones. It's going to be a lot of better ones, I'd imagine. I would go ahead and look at mine, and then go and look at something like one of the bigger Dokkan tubers, like Toonami or The Truth. Go ahead and compare it a little bit, see what's different, see why it's different, understand my explanations, look and see theirs, understand their explanations. But I think this one is definitely one of the best ones. Just remember, there's a lot of stuff coming out. So I would go ahead and just cold turkey stop summoning right now. Like I said, the 21st of February is when these last 2 Dragon Balls are going to hit, and you're going to be able to summon on these guys. Go ahead and pick up one of these cards that you've already decided on, getting this far into the video, that you already decided on, and then go ahead and try to find cards that kind of like fill out the team, or unless you're getting one of these cards like this Goku right here to go ahead and fill out the team. I would say this card's a fantastic card that just fills out the team. But we got a lot of stuff coming in, a lot of difficult content coming in, a lot of skill orb events to do. Make sure you're doing your training in the cloud events every single day. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to be it right here. We're winding down the anniversary. This is fantastic. This is the greatest anniversary, in my opinion, out of like any of the gachas of all time. The only other time I've seen a gacha game be this like generous is when they're about to shut down. And you know Dokkan's not going nowhere. Dokkan's not going no damn where after this. We're still making crazy money. We're printing money for these people. And they're giving us like these half-ass super attacks sometimes. These animation qualities are like wild. Like, it's insane, like the animation quality of Gogeta compared to something like I guess Gohan's 12 key's okay. But something like that Frieza, I don't like the animation quality on these Friezas. I really don't like the animation quality on that Vegeta either from the Part 1 Carnival. I don't like it. But yeah, really, really nice to see. Amazing. This is so much. I could not have wished for something better for literally the entire community. Everyone's getting an anniversary LR. And if you pulled all the anniversary LRs, you can get any card that came out in the 9th year Dokkan Battle. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you all later.